Okay, hello. Distributive property. We're gonna distribute. You guys have definitely seen this before. Uh, it's problems like this, but real quick, let's talk about how to multiply terms. Remember, terms are the things that are separated by addition and subtraction. Um, and when we're distributing, we're gonna have to be multiplying a bunch of terms. When you're multiplying terms, these are your three steps. You figure out the sign of your answer, you figure out the number, and then you figure out the letter. And when you're multiplying things, you add exponents. Let's do this first one. Negative 2 times x. What is the sign? We're multiplying a negative thing by a positive thing, so it's going to be negative. What is the number? Well, there's just going to be a 2 here, so there's just going to be a 2 here. If you want, you could imagine an invisible 1, and then you're doing 2 times 1 is 2. And then letter, we just have this x really, so we just bring that over as well. Okay, what about here? Sign, we're multiplying two positive things, so it's going to be positive. Number, there's no numbers, so we can ignore it. If you want, you can put an invisible 1 here. But what's more important is to know that there's invisible ones over here and here, so that when we multiply these, we add the exponents and get x squared. Here, last one, we're multiplying a negative term by a positive term, so it's going to be negative. There's a 3 times a 1, so it's 3. And same thing here, x times x, x squared. Lovely. So we're going to use this for the distributive property. This is, we distribute when we're multiplying two expressions together, like here. These are two different expressions. The parentheses are here to like separate the different expressions. And we know they're being multiplied because there's nothing in between them, which means multiplication. So to do this, we multiply each term of one expression to all the terms in the other expression. So this x here, we multiply it with this x, and then we're going to multiply by we're going to multiply it by both terms in the other expression. So we multiplied it by the x. We also need to multiply it by negative 3. Forgot to mention, underline your terms if you'd like. Okay, and great. And then you do the same thing with the other term in the expression. So 2, we multiply it by x, negative 3. And then after that, it's important to remember to combine like terms. Let's do this example real quick. That was on the other one. So I'm going to underline my terms. We do x times x, which is x squared. Oh, God. We do x times negative 3, which is negative 3x. Sign, number, letter, if you remember. 2 times x is 2x. Here, let me show 2 times x is 2x, and then I'm going to do 2 times this other one, so negative 3. 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. If we combine like terms, that means we have to combine these two guys because they both have x's. So we're going to get x squared minus x minus 6. And there you go. Something if some way that might be helpful people, I put these boxes in the worksheets. You're basically going to take one of your expressions, put it over here, and take the other one and put it over here. So like you'd put each term in one of these spots. So x is a term, the other term is 2. On this one, the first term is x, the other term is negative 3. And then just for each of these boxes, you're going to do what's the two things multiplying, like as if it's like a table. So on this square, you do x times x, which is x squared. This one is negative 3 by x. So you multiply those two and get negative 3x. 2 times x is 2x. And then 2 times negative 3 in this last box is negative 6. Okay. And then once again, you combine like terms, and you're going to get the same answer here. Let's do another simple example. This one's honestly easier. Here, there's only one term in this expression, so all we have to do is multiply by these other two. 5 times x is 5x, and then 5 times 3 is 15. And yeah, you can do that in the box again. You could put your 5 here, x here, your 3 here, 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3 is 15. Also important to note that you can't combine like terms here because this is an x, this is just a number. So yeah, use your boxes. Hope it's not too bad.